Good afternoon everyone, my dear student. Today we are discussing about the next topic, fast breeder reactor. In that your power plant engineering unit 4. So this is your lecture 3. So shall we start now? Now we are discussing about the fast breeder reactor. In the last class in the first class of your unit 4, we are already discussed about the basic concept of nuclear power station. In that we discuss about the nuclear reactor, parts of the nuclear reactor, types of vessels we are discussed, and some other reactors we are discussed: pressurized water reactor and boiling water and sodium graphite reactor. Now we are discussing about in that fast breeder reactor, FBR. The short form is FBR. Here which type of nuclear and fuels we are using here. So we can see here we are using for the core containing process uranium 235 as a other blanket of fertile material we are using for that U238. And next for the fusion U235 and the absorbing purpose U238, which gets converted into a plutonium Pu239. After a while fusion will take place. So these are the fuel energies we are taking for the fast breeder reactor. Inside of fast breeder reactor at a sodium boiling temperature 850 degrees Celsius under the atmospheric pressure, and the freezed atmospheric pressure is 95 degree Celsius. So these are the temperatures we are taking inside of the fast breeder reactor to form our three-phase power transmission system. So now you can see here the diagram or the flow chart of the structure cycle of the fast breeder reactor. So here you can see the first is the primary circuit and the second one is the secondary circuit. In that primary circuit you are passing the coolant by the helping of pump, and then it will goes to the reactor, and then here reactor core some heat will be produced. So that heat or carbon dioxide will goes to the heat exchanger, and then the heat will be transformed from one layer to another layer. Okay, then heat will be whatever the heat energy is there in that air, and that will it become a steam, and it will goes to the turbine, and turbine will move and make a power, and it will goes to the generator. Whatever the remaining steam will be there, that it will be comes under in that condenser, and it will again cool and will become a water, and by the helping of feed water pump we are again we are giving that water, passing that water into the heat exchanger. So some advantage and disadvantage will be there for fast breeder reactor. Depending upon the advantage and disadvantage, whether which one is suitable for our power plant sector, while we are making any power plant factor, depending upon our requirement or depending upon the advantage of and disadvantage of suitable for this our condition, our financial resources, then we will take that reactor. Or sometime it may be happen our financial resources are not good, so we have to take some other resources to establish or to take a reactor, some good reactor as per our requirement. If we are taking due to financial resources are not good, if we are taking which is not suitable for reactors, which is not suitable to our power plant, we are taking randomly and we can say and establish that reactor in our power plant and introducing and constructing that reactor in that our power plant which is not suitable, we are taking only randomly, so that it will not be give a good advantage or good power transmission system, or maybe it will be drawback for ours. So here we can see the advantage. It gives the high power density than any other reactors, therefore small core insufficient. Here this a best advantage of this fast breeder reactor is it gives the power density is a high level. Here there is no moderator required. Secondary fusible material by breeding are obtained here. Absorption of neutron here the slow level. This is the advantage compared to the other reactor. You can see the similarities and difference between these reactors. So now the disadvantage, here we are discussing about the disadvantage. Every reactor is having some disadvantage, but here compared to the others, that is a less one, require a high energy uranium fuel. Already we discussed in that while we are discussing about the fast breed reactor. We are seeing already here, you can see once more, we are using uranium fuel energy here compared, because of there is no moderator, we are using here to move a neutron fusion uranium U-235. So it seems that because of there is no moderator here, that's why we are using more uranium. Okay, so this is one disadvantage. Okay, safety must be provided against meltdown. Whenever the melting will be downing, whenever the melt condition will be occurs, we have to see whether the safety is good or not. Neutron flux is high at the center of the core. That is a very disadvantage. Thick shielding is necessary because of it may be melt out from the core. So which type of coolant we are using in that fast breeder reactor? One type of question will be there. So you have to know the liquid metal Na, sodium and sodium, potassium, helium and carbon dioxide. These are the common use coolant for the fast breed reactors. So sodium has some following advantage. While we are using the sodium coolant, it has a very low absorption cross sectional area. So you have to remember this while you are using the sodium as a coolant in that coolant pipe, so that it will be a good advantage in that reactor because of its take a very low absorption cross sectional area. It possesses a good heat transfer properties. The sodium having a good heat transfer properties. This is a very important question while you are giving any interest exams, or in that your engineering your subject exam. So you will be get some a question like this. If there is a good one sodium for the heat transfer properties, so you have to write some points at a high temperature or low pressure. So it does not react on any structural material is used in primary circuit. So the primary circuit, in that the sodium is not react to form any structural materials or to damage the structural material. The next one is homogeneous reactor. So in that homogeneous reactor, it's look like a sodium graphite reactor. That is the same one. That's why we are not here to say you to describe you about that same things. But what is the difference between a sodium reactor and homogeneous reactor is it is a modification of the sodium graphite reactor. So here we are using the water, gas or other materials in that circuit circulated through the pipe and then the pass into the core, and it will be inside of the reactor. The fuel will be mixed and moderator is conducted out of the core directly. So here the difference is a moderator will occur in that outside of the core, and the sodium graphite reactor is inside of the core, and this is one modification of the sodium graphite reactor. Okay. The next one is nuclear waste and it is disposal. Nuclear waste and as per your syllabus content, one of the reactor is there, gas cooled reactor, which in the last class which will not be discussed because of the as per the syllabus content of serial order we have to discuss. But in that PDF gas coolant reactor is there, but not correct way. So it's not there is no problem for us. We will discuss as per the our syllabus content. So gas coolant reactor is there. We can call as a GCR. That in that gas coolant called cooled reactor, we are using the carbon dioxide as a gas in that as a specific gas we are using here. Carbon dioxide, and then the graphite blocks are used here and moderators with that channels also by the housing fuel rods, control rods. These are the graphite blocks we are using here. So channels are established between the graphite blocks and flow of coolant. Between the flow of coolant and graphite rod, the channels are establishing here. So I like the same cycle will be there, the fast breeder reactor, because you can see here the primary circuit here and the secondary circuit here. In that coolant, the coolant will be passed here through the coolant pump in that reactor. With that here the helium and carbon dioxide will be there, and it will be goes into the primary circuit, a heat exchanger, and here the heat it will be transferred from one one place to another place by the heat exchanger, and it will be goes to the in the form of steam to the turbine, and then the three-phase power transmission will be generated. So the rest of the steam, those who are having the moisture content, it will be goes to the condenser and it will be cooled here, and again the water particles will be goes through the heat exchanger with the help of feed water pump. Okay, this is your gas cooled reactor. Okay, next we will discuss about the next topic of our nuclear waste and its disposal. Here we are discussing about the nuclear waste and disposal. In that nuclear waste we are seeing while we are performing our task in that power plant, so some wastage will be there, and how we will be disposal that wastage and how we will be use that wastage in terms of converting in our requirement. So we will see here the radioactive emission during the operation some radioactive emission will becomes, and that will be we have to negligible by the emission process, because of it's a very high which comes out from the waste, and therefore the safe nuclear waste disposal is major the problem before the nuclear industries. In earlier days the wastes are came from the nuclear reactors, that is comes under that it's comes under as like radioactive emission will be comes out from the reactors, and that it comes in terms of very high level. We can see in that olden days, but nowadays we are seeing it is an estimation that the radioactive products of 400 megawatts power plant would be equivalent to 100 tons of radium daily, and the radioactive effects of these plants products if exposed to the atmosphere would kill all the living organisms with the area about the 160 square kilometers. So this is one very very dangerous for us. Radioactive emission, whatever the radioactive emission is coming from the reactor, and it's come from the reactor sides, and it will be exposed in that atmosphere. We can see if the 100 tons of radioactive will be comes out from the reactor, it will be low compared to the 400 megawatts, like radioactive emission, while 100 ton will comes out. Okay, and around the 160 square kilometer the radioactive emission will comes, means it will be dangerous, or it will be would be kill all living organism in that area 160 kilometers. So that's why the waste produced in the nuclear power plant may be in the form of liquid, gas or solid. So these are the different wastage will be there. If the solid will comes out, which which will be happen, or whether it will be good or not, we will discuss like different ways, each and every, like solid, liquid, gases, geological dispose, and how we will be reprocessing and transmutation. Okay, now here we will discuss about the solid one. It will use a filter. In that solid we can filter it, and then cooling ponds, pieces from the discarded fuel elements, cans, filters, control rods. We can see that in that these are all things will be there in that solid, while the solid will comes out from the reactor side, and some burnt elements and fuel gas forms are filtered and then exposed into the level of atmosphere. Then it will be exposed in that atmosphere. So while you are performing the nuclear power plant, so at the time of level, we have to keep that dress codes or oxygen cylinders like you to cover up our all body parts, and that power plant should be not there in that urban or rural area. It will be beyond these areas. In that solid form, about 100 to more days to allow a radioactive. So in that, while the solid form of radioactive emission will comes out from the reactor after the completion of power plant, so that emission rays will be in that atmosphere still like 100 days or more than 100 days. After that it will be evaporated. So the next one is liquid waste. Here liquid waste, in that we will discuss about radioactive effluent will arise from the laundry sites, personal decontamination, etc., together with the active accumulating from the corrosion of the irradiated fuel elements in the storage ponds. The disposal of liquid waste has done into waste. So two types of their disposal waste of liquid: dilution and the concentration to small volume and storage. That dilution, liquid waste are diluted with a large quantity of water and then it released into the ground level. And the major drawback of this method, there is a chance of contaminant of underground water if dilution factor is not adequate. Means in that dilution, liquid waste will be absorbed into the ground level of the soil, and it will be not good for our underground water. Okay, so next is the concentration to small volume and store. If the dilution of water is not possible, then the liquid will store in the leak proof and high strength material storage can or tank, and then stored in deep drilled and salt mines. Means sometimes the wastage of that reactor is not a big quantity, so or it's not a good for that underground level of water. So that time we have to store that liquid from the waste coming from the reactor waste to the tanker. Okay, Next topic is gases waste. Here the gases waste is comes out from the turbines, like krypton is removed by the cryogenic treatment of dissolve of, and gas streams are packed in the gas cylinder pressure. In that gas cylinder we can kept and we can absorb, we can store, or we can escape to into the atmosphere pressure tanks, and then store in deep drill salt also. As per the our soil level, or as per the condition of the gas, we have to store or we have to escape into the atmosphere. Geological disposal means nuclear waste into the ground. If the nuclear waste will be comes out from the nuclear reactor, and it will be spread out while air, or while liquid, or while solid into the atmosphere, what will be a drawback will comes, like our agriculture, or our soil, our ground, and our atmospheric air, and trees and animals, what we will be see the drawbacks. So that drawbacks will comes under in geological disposal. Reprocessing, in that reprocessing, how we can use the wastage to reprocessing, we have to see and we have to implement that reprocessing take to form to produce a nuclear fuel. And transmutation, in that transmutation, sometime the disposal will not good for this place, and we at the time we are transporting that the disposal of waste and converting in, especially in that with the help of different chemical, and it will be converted into a less harmful effect to the our atmosphere, and it will be goes off, and then we will escaping into the atmosphere, that whatever the wastage will be there. So at the time there is no risks will be there. So we have to see whether the wastage will be harmful or not. If harmful will be there, we have to apply other chemical reaction with that other chemical, and it will be converted into that not harmful form, and after that escape into the atmosphere, whether it will be a liquid form, or gaseous form, or solid form. So this is your nuclear power station. Hope you are like this video. So you have to give me your attendance after this class of watching. So next we will discuss some basic concept in the next class of unit 5. So today I completed your unit 4. So okay, make sure to give me your attendance. Allah Hafiz.